Hello, how are you doing today? Welcome for another episode of Inspirations. That's my podcast about knitting and yarn dyeing and the yarn that I dye and sell in my Etsy shop. My name is Christelle. You can find me as Tricot Stitch on Instagram, and that's also the name of my website and my Etsy shop. And if you are new to the podcast, thank you so much. I hope you will like it here. Just a quick explanation of how this works. So my podcast is uploaded to YouTube every Monday at 5 p.m. Paris time. I also send out a newsletter every Monday at the same time, and I usually update the shop once a week on Mondays afternoons. Except it when there's a fiber festival coming, and then I think the rhythm I'm settling in is 2 weeks prior to the fiber festival. There's no shop update because I'm redirecting all of my output, my dyeing output, to the festival and not to the shop. And we were in that period because my next festival is next weekend. So not this weekend. I'm going to give you dates, obviously, so it will be easier like this. Yes, the next Fiber show is on the 29th and 30th of January. And it's at Val de Briey. It's in the east of France, and it's not very far from Metz, which is just, if you see Luxembourg, it's just down from Luxembourg, not very far from Belgium and not very far from Germany. So if you are in either one of these countries and wish to, not far from those parts, and you wish to see a bit of yarn, there is a fiber festival in Val de Briey. You will find all the information in the agenda part of my website, which I updated, guys. Yes! High five. I had not done that like for a year, so well done me. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. I hope it's not too difficult those days. I mean, January. Do we agree on January being like, I won't say a bad word, but I wish I could. Like, yeah, January is a bit, right? Sorry, pardon the French, but whoa, is that the most difficult month of the year? Yeah. Is it only me? I feel like I'm starting every day like, am I gonna cry? Am I gonna cry? No. Let's do this. Okay? Every single day. So and actually some days I cry, okay? I need that. I need a good cry to keep going on. COVID is everywhere. My daughter, the youngest one, she's 3, she's in kindergarten, and 10 days ago we learned that there was a COVID case in her class, so she was identified as contact. We had to test her, which is, I mean, testing a 3-year-old by putting the in her nose like this is pure joy, okay, on either side of the testing. And after that, her teacher got sick, poor she, and the classroom was just closed administratively, so no school. And so Amelia was living her best life at home, watching TV, like way too much, for 10 days, okay? She was living the good life, like going to bed at super late in the evening, like early morning. Can you believe that? She wouldn't sleep before. Sleeping in late. Eating, watching TV. Feeling like the best mom of the world. Okay. So she went back to school today, thank God. She's going to have something more balanced. Okay, that's life those days, right? Can't fight. We have to work. We cannot turn ourselves in some kindergarten teacher. And I wish I wouldn't do that either, because I have learned about myself for the past 2 years that I wouldn't be qualified to work around children. I have zero patience, and I think teachers are saints because I have zero patience. I mean, anyway, we're not there to talk about COVID, are we? We're there to talk about yarn and knitting, okay? But I mean, life happens to everybody, so okay. So what on the menu today? Today I'm going to show you what I dyed for the next Fiber Festival. That's Exceptio'laines in Val de Briey. And again, all the information are on my website in the agenda section. First of all, I planned to come with kits for this beautiful baby. That's the Westfield Wanderer pattern by West Knits. And it's a twist on the original pattern. I mean, I followed instructions to the letter. That's exactly the pattern and the way it is designed. But instead of playing around with colors, I played around with textures. So you need 7 different colors for this shawl, to knit this shawl of fingering weight yarn. What I did is that instead of 7 different colors, I dyed 7 different bases, either in the same colorway or in a, you know, fading range of colors, like for this one. This one goes from gray to violet to that kind of coppery purple, if that's a thing. I will show you, it's a thing. Coppery purple is a thing. It doesn't have a name really known by everybody yet, but it is a thing. So, because it's a big baby and it's a big kit of 7 different bases, I will only have 4 of them at the festival, but I wanted to show them to you, and it's been so fun to dye them because, you know, because of the Sock Knitters Almanac, that's my monthly club, yarn club. Each month start with at least 4 to 5 dyeing sessions dyeing only the colorway of the Almanac. And I feel after dyeing those, after doing that for like, yeah, 5 sessions, I feel I could dye that colorway in my sleep because I'm dyeing only that. And it was a nice respite to be dyeing something else, to be dyeing things very fun. It's always very fun to prepare for a fiber festival because it's a kind of best of. It's a best of Tricot Stitch going on tour, okay? So, first of all, I dyed what? Well, the January colorway of the Sock Knitters Almanac, but for the Westfield Wanderer. And that's absolutely gorgeous because it's always fun to see how the colorway is on another base. And there's 7 different bases. So in that kit, there's very cool stuff I'm going to show you. First of all, there's this gorgeous silky mohair blend, which looks like it shines from inside because of the silk. It's beautiful, silky fluff, I think. Then you have Merino's yak and silk. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous skein of yarn. It's 120 grams for 480 meters. It's a big baby. And it's gray. The base is naturally gray. So because Lune du Loup is kind of gray with just tiny hints of colors, this is very, very subtle. You can see it's just some pops of colors here and a tiny variation in the gray saturations, but it's very subtle. Then you have a long, oh, it's been a long time since we haven't seen her. It's the slub fingering base, which is always a favorite though. So cool and so fun to knit. This is your regular mohair and silk. And I must say, when I was dyeing that, I was really under the impression that was like wolf hair, you see, because I mean it's so fluffy and hairy and yeah, it's very close to feeling like you have yeah, like you're petting a wolf. This is on Syrian silk, which is absolutely gorgeous and so soft, so soft. It always reminds me of feathers, this base, soft and light like feathers. stellina for a bit of sparkle. And that's a base that I love. It's a single ply, and it's merinos and mohair, but obviously spent differently from this version. So there is a slight halo, but you can experience mohair in another way, and it's really a lovely fiber. So here's Lune du Loup, and I'm going to show you 3 other colorways that I dyed. Same bases, but different colorway, but still kits for this same pattern by Westnet's the Westfield Wanderer. This is Shimmer, one of my best-selling colorways that you love, guys. It's a neutral base, like beige rosé, with lots of tiny speckles, and it's beautiful. And I knitted my Magnolia Chunky out of this colorway, and I really love this colorway, and I think it's going to be gorgeous. So I just wanted to show you very quickly how it looks. This is Slub, Stellina, this is Yak and Silk. So again, a very subtle rendition of the colorway. You can see it's really looking beautiful with the other bases. So that's Mohair and Silk, Syrian Silk, Silky Fluff. I'm not sure this base is named like that, but you get the sentiment. And this is Merino and Mohair, so the base is named Merkid. Here you go. That one is so soft and pastel, it's beautiful. Makes me want to knit another one, but I won't, because knitting this big baby took me 1.5 years. Not because I'm a very slow knitter, but because I tend to have a lot of projects going at the same time, and that makes me a slow knitter actually, when you consider just the one project. I will show you my Shawlography. You'll see that when I concentrate my knitting efforts on only one project, I'm absolutely not slow. I'm kind of a fast knitter, given that I don't have much knitting time. But the thing is, as I'm always knitting on a ton of different projects, nothing gets done really quickly unless I'm focusing on it. So yeah, I'm focusing on my Shawlography right now, and it's flying off the needles. So it's cool. And the last colorway I wanted to show you is very close to the one that I knitted for myself. It's this coppery purpley colorway, and oops, sorry. And yeah, you can see there is more like a fade effect with some of the colorway more coppery, like this one, and slowly fading into purple, like this, Stellina. And then we have Mohair and Silk. You can see the progression here. Then we have, I think, Suri, Merkid, and the more purple one is Silky Fluff. Okay, this would make a spectacle piece, I think. Beautiful. And that's it for the Westfield Wanderer. I'm going to dye another one in Cozy Season, that the November colorway of the Sock Knitter's Almanac that you guys absolutely loved. And so I will have tons of Cozy Seasons with me at the festival. And also, the yarn that I'm wearing, just hold on one sec please. The shawl that I'm wearing is my Réconfort pattern. So it's the first one that I knitted. It's the initial one, the original one, that I knitted out of souvenir yarn from my vacation like 4 years ago, I think. And it then became a pattern that you can find in my Ravelry shop. And I dyed some kits to knit your own Réconfort pattern. And so it's been a favorite in my shop for the past month. And I came up with new colorways options. So you will find on the on the festival the regular colorways that I've already dyed for this pattern, but I came up with new ones as well. So for example, I dyed Lune du Loup for Réconfort shawl. So you need 2 DK weight skein of yarn and 1 mohair and silk. And what I did is that I offer the kits on this beautiful DK tweeded base, which is absolutely gorgeous and knits up like a dream. So this is the kit to knit your own Réconfort. And this is on Lune du Loup, which is beautiful. I think it's going to be a match made in heaven, this pattern plus Lune du Loup. And then this is a new colorway, which is absolutely gorgeous, and it's called Twister. It's this deep and saturated grey, blue, grey. I don't know if it's blue or with even almost purple undertones. It's beautiful. I love that color. Really love that color. Also, at my booth, you will find some kits to knit Magnolia Chunky, so that's DK weight and mohair and silk. I will have several colorways. I will have more Lune du Loup, lots of Lune du Loup on my booth. I will have Shimmer, which is the colorway that I used for mine. I will also have some kits to knit the Advent stole I proposed for, you know, the Advent calendar and the Advent period. So the stole is no name La Bohème. I still haven't updated the Ravelry page, the Ravelry project page, but I will soon. And so you will need, for that pattern, you need 5 skeins of yarn. So what I did is that I'm not finished dyeing for the festival yet. I still have 2 dyeing sessions planned, but I will have 1 color option in the blues with beautiful saturated blues. Then I will have a more neutral palette with beige and browns. I'll try and have some things in the purple and pink as well. And I'm also planning on having the exact colors I used for my Shawlography, which I'm going to show you now. So, it's the only project on which I worked on for the past week, and so you will see my progress. So last week I was at the end of the brioche section, and so I did complete the brioche section. I did knit the crisscross, which was very fun, and I'm almost at the almost halfway through the border. So yes, I think that's not bad. My objective is, because it's very, very well done, the details, you see that the width of one stripe is exactly the width of a crisscross. So I'm planning on knitting 5 per day in order to be finished. I should be finished by the end of the week. And I will have this with me, and I'm planning on offering the exact same colorways if you want to knit the same. So I will have Rose Ancienne, that's color B, Rose Ancienne. So I'm planning on offering Rose Ancienne, Copper Clouds, Gloria, Heatwave, and Hebrides. That will be on my booth. And I know I talked about wanting to change the border because I wasn't sure of the overall effect, and I wasn't sure I liked it. And after knitting it, I can tell you I am so happy I didn't change a thing. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's a joy to knit. I mean, it's so soothing, and I think it's the most soothing knitting part of the whole pattern. It's really easy to commit to memory. It's super fast, super easy. I mean, I love that border so much, and I love I think it's because I was really happy with my color combination, so I'm really enjoying the result as well, and I think this is a work of art. This pattern is a complete work of art. It's beautiful. So absolutely no regret whatsoever to have kept the pattern as it was. The only thing I might change if I knitted it again, I think, would be the way it looks. You see how the crisscross are attached to the garter stitch border. I would, I think, slip the yarn in back, just to have a neat, you see, column of slip stitches here, instead of seeing the little stitches here, like such as like stitching marks, like you were stitching a wound or something. That's the only thing I'd change, I think. Otherwise, I would knit exactly like it is. I have not made any progress on my sock because, as I said, I was completely focused on the shawl. But this is going to be the next thing I'm going to work on, because my ambition is to have the Shawlography finished for the Fiber Festival and to have this finished for the Fiber Festival. I know I've said that before for previous festivals and previous socks, and it was not a success, but maybe this time will be different. Okay guys, what else today? If everything goes according to plan, both projects will be finished, because I'm only intending to knit one sock. Okay, it's a sample sock. My stash of hand knit socks is getting very, very low, because my eldest daughter is in charge of laundry and she's been putting my hand knit socks in the drying machine, resulting in the instant death of the set socks. So I really need to be knitting new socks for me. So maybe I'll, you know, try to knit a pair for myself, because I mean, I need my hand knit socks, and some of those who have not gone through the drying machine ordeal are getting in dire need of you know, mending. So I need fresh pairs. That's gonna be on my, that's going to be soon a priority. Not yet, but it's becoming one. But if everything goes according to plan, I'm going to cast on for something new, something I already talked about, and something that is already caked up. That's the bonus shawl of the Stunning String Studio Stunning Mystery Club. It's the bonus colorway, so that's a 150-gram skein, all caked up, of the variegated colorway, which is exclusive to the club. It's called Wild Irish Rose. And there is a mystery pattern going with that, with one clue per month. So January is very short, you can knit it totally in an evening. And so that will be my treat once I'm done with those two patterns, those two projects. This is going to be my treat. I'm going to cast on for that. This is the little informative and little image. And the beautiful beads. I love that color. On the reading front, I'm still reading through The Count of Monte Cristo. I don't want to give up. It's not the easiest I've read. But I mean, it's still cool. It's still cool. It's just so long. So long. But I'm soldiering along. And I couldn't help but start the recommended read-along to go with that thing. So it's one book per month by Rhys Bowen. It's the Merle Murphy's series, and I've started the first one, which is Murphy's Law. The action takes place in New York, first of all in Ireland, then Great Britain, but very briefly, and then the whole of the action is in the US at the turn of the 20th century. And the main character, Molly Murphy, goes through the immigration process at Ellis Island, and it's really, really interesting. So I'm enjoying this book very much. But the two only books that I'm reading though are, I started something else, but I immediately stopped because I didn't want to reproduce what I was doing with knitting, you know, have multiple books at the time and finish nothing. So I'm just going to keep to those two, which Mon Conte de Monte Cristo when I'm feeling upbeat and you know, fit to listen to something for hours and in a good mood. And when I'm tired, I'm going to switch to Molly Murphy, to Rhys Bowen's, because it makes for easier reading, must be said. So, and it's shorter as well. So yeah, but I like to finish both by the end of the month, I'd say. Would be a good thing. Okay, and that's for the reading recommendation part, and then I'm going to show you my latest purchase. It's from my friend Lucy Lockett. I'm so happy I was able to put an order with her. So I have the third volume of the Shetland Journal, which is a big favorite of mine. So this just came in the mail this morning. That's perfect, just in time for me to show it to you guys. So that's perfect timing. So that's the volume 3 of Shetland Wool Adventures Journal, and it's great because you have patterns, you have beautiful imagery, beautiful scenery, beautiful pictures, recipes, stories, and overall inspiration. And the patterns are always very inspiring, and I love this one as well. Beautiful. It is on my bucket list to visit Shetland one day, once the COVID crisis is not over, but kept in check. I don't know if it's going to be over one day. It will be over one day. Oh, we will be so used to it that it will just be another flu. But for the time being, am I gonna cry? No, I'm not gonna cry. The other thing I bought with Lucy is something I've never done before, but I don't care. I'll try. That's this. It's part of the Year of Gnome, organized by Sarah Shearer. This is a little side initiative by Lucy. She offered to stitch your own picture of gnomes, the woodland, and what I didn't realize when I bought this kit is that it's going to be a monthly thing, and I mean I'm so done. Not me. My savings. I'm a sucker for that. See, all the Almanac stuff and things, like if there is a collection of things, I'm a sucker for that. So I'm afraid I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. Even we agree. I know what you're thinking, guys. Yeah, I don't have the time to do that. I completely agree. But anyway, maybe I will. Maybe I will make time. Maybe it's going to be a priority. Maybe it's going to be my next passion. I don't know. But yeah, here it is. It's beautiful, and you have to stitch it yourself. And she prepared a wonderful kit, complete with freezer paper. So cool. I don't know how to do this. I've never done that, but look at that. Beautiful. And the colors are lovely. She also have a knitting kit in those colors as well, to knit your own matching gnomes, like in the stitched picture. How cool is that? I love that, Lucy. That's so cool. So cool. And you can't, maybe if you don't know Lucy, you don't realize how the details are what. I mean, I wasn't bored when she mentioned that this is the kettle she has in the shop. And this is, look at the mug. It's the one, it's inspired by the one that her own Isla, her daughter, makes. I actually have one myself. And I must say, it's one of my favorite mugs. It's so sturdy and it's a bit heavy, and I really love it. I really love it. So if this is a monthly thing and there is a coordinated gnome kit to go with it, I might have to collect them all, you know. I mean, it's not in my hands. I just have to. Yeah, okay. I'll try to do that one. I try to be the reason adult. I'm going to try very hard adulting on this one. Yeah, I'm really going to try very hard to be the reasonable adult here and not spend all of my money for things that I will not do, because obviously I won't be touching it for a while. But you never know, maybe next episode, which will be, if you remember correctly, on the 7th of February, maybe I will have made progress on that. You never know. That's what's cool. Okay, guys. I think that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. It was very fun. I had fun. Did you have fun? I hope so. So have a lovely week. Have 2 lovely weeks, because there's going to be 2 weeks before I see you again. You see me again. And next time we see each other, it will be for the February colorway of the Sock Knitters Almanac and for a full debrief of the Exceptio'laines festival. Okay, so take care, soldier on, okay, and have a lovely time.